TIFU by teaching my cat bad manners. 3 years ago, I adopted a stray cat from a shelter. It started off as a joke in the beginning. Whenever I served her food, I said, "Bon apple titties," as a little quip to make myself laugh. It's a bastardization of the French bon appetit. But my autistic ass loves routines, so before I even noticed it, I've been saying it now twice daily for 3 years, giggling every time. I finally got tired of saying it last week, but then I noticed she doesn't finish her food anymore. She starts eating it as always, but when I walk off, she keeps looking back at me as if she's waiting to hear it. She stops eating it halfway through, and I couldn't figure out why. Today, I tried saying it again, and she ate all of her food. I guess I am now doomed to say it for eternity. TIFU by getting arrested over 3 pomegranates that a guy thought were apples. Obligatory, this happened on Tuesday, and yes, it's exactly as stupid as it sounds. So I've been working all day, had soup on the stove, and realized I was out of pomegranates, which are basically the only food my anxiety lets me eat without a full-blown panic attack. The grocery store is 2 streets away, a simple 5-minute walk. Easy, in and out and back home to finally relax. So I stop at the dollar store first to grab my grandfather a Sudoku book and some chocolate. Then I head into Freshco with 2 bags, 1 dollar store bag, already paid for, 1 empty green reusable bag for groceries. First thing I grab? 3 pomegranates. They're awkward to carry, so I toss them into the green bag and keep shopping. I grab cherries, which I balanced on my fingers, juice boxes, and a Freshco gift card. I check out. I even buy a bag at checkout to put them all in. What do I forget? 3 pomegranates. The only thing in the green bag. So I pay, grab my receipt, and start walking out, fully in go-go-go mode because my soup is sweating on my stove at home. Right before the doors, a random guy dressed like a normal shopper steps in front of me and says, "You didn't pay for those apples." Immediately, I'm like, "What apples? I don't buy apples. I don't like apples. I don't even think about damn apples." So I'm like, "I didn't buy apples. Leave me alone." He insists. I insist. Then suddenly he goes, "That's it. You're under arrest." Like, excuse me? At this point, my brain still hasn't connected apples to pomegranates because 1, they are not apples. 2, I already paid. 3, my brain is fried from the lack of sleep and stress from working all day. Then he points at my bag and it finally clicks. Oh shit, I forgot to pay for the pomegranates. I'll just go back and pay. Nope, too late. You had intent to steal. I had not left the store. I had not passed the doors. I was still in the little area before leaving the store. Doesn't matter now, because I'm now a hardened criminal. I guess he got intimidated by the tattoos and black hair. He escorts me to the back room, reads me my rights, which I later learned he legally should not have done, tells me I'm being charged with theft under $5,000, and says I'm going to jail. Over. 3 fucking pomegranates. So there I am, panicking, straight into fight or flight. Thank you, anxiety. I start shaking, crying. I threw up on the floor, stuck trying to call my veteran grandfather who I look after, who is waiting for me at home, while also thinking about my soup probably setting on fire at home. They tell me the police are on the way. They are not. I sit there for 4 hours. 4 fucking hours. The store closes at 10 p.m. It's 9:30 p.m. Police finally call and tell the loss prevention guy they're not coming tonight and to just release me. So they do, but not before trespassing me from the store for a year. I've been going to this store since I was 12 years old, where I shop multiple times a week, where the owner literally custom-ordered items for me. Now here's the kicker, folks. So the guy thought they were apples, eh? Apples are $1 each, and pomegranates are $4.50 each, on sale for $2. So he thought I was stealing 3 apples worth $3. Edit 1. This is not Allie. Was recording as it went down, as I knew there was something wrong about them detaining me and reading my rights, especially bringing me into a room with no cameras for 4 hours. Edit 2. For context, I am 5 foot 2 inches, and this guy was like 6 foot. I'm a 22-year-old woman, and he looked to be a man in his mid-30s. I should have also mentioned that I am deaf and use hearing aids, and at the time I was leaving the store, I was listening to music. And if you know about listening to music with hearing aids, you can't hear much other than music. It's not like earphones. You have to disconnect them via the mobile app to hear anything outside. I do have video proof of everything, but I am unable to post it here. TIFU by jokingly ringing up a transaction for $28 million at work. I work at a liquor store, and it being the 26th of December, it was relatively very slow today. Near the end of my shift, me and a coworker had nothing much to do, so I jokingly scanned a miniature bottle of alcohol several times, as if he was a customer purchasing that many bottles. To keep the joke going, I then scanned an entire box of pre-made shooters, something like 40 shooters at $3 each, several times once again. The total was something like $2,500 at this point. My coworker then has the bright idea to check the system and find some expensive wines that were sold and are still in the system, and finds one worth several thousands of dollars, almost $10,000, and sets the quantity in the POS to 999, the maximum allowed. By this point, the running total is approximately $9 million, and we're cracking up. We were extremely bored. He then finds another bottle, this one nearly $20,000, and sets the quantity to 999, bringing the total up to approximately $28 million. Now, this is where I'm personally responsible for the fuck-up. I pretended to bring the transaction up to the point, right up to when you confirm how much the customer is paying in cash. It automatically assumes the customer is paying in full, and the only thing stopping the transaction from going through was a single press of the Enter key. My coworker didn't see that I was already there, and mistakenly pressed Enter to reach the same point I had brought us to. $28 million in theoretical cash made its way into the cash register's balance. I yelled at my coworker to ask WTF he did, and he realized what he had done, and his eyes went wide. We immediately tried to reverse the entire transaction, but, understandably, there's a $1 million maximum that you can return at a time, so attempting to return $28 million of sold alcohol didn't work. After figuring out the maximum, I then had to do dozens of returns each worth $1 million at a time until every single bottle of alcohol was returned, and the inventory was corrected from minus 999 to zero. However, in the reports for that day, it'll show $28 million in revenue and a similar amount in returns, which will completely fuck up stats and graphs and everything, which higher-ups will obviously inquire about. I'm going to go wait for my store manager tomorrow morning before she comes in so that I can explain what happened and confess that we were joking around and never meant to go through with the transaction. Please pray for me and my job. 100% accept that we are at fault and deserve some sort of punishment for exaggerating as much as we did, and for not working when we were supposed to. Update. My boss was understandably frustrated and disappointed, but the worst that can happen is the higher-ups will meet and they'll probably decide to give us warnings / it'll be in our files, but nothing more. TIFU. Pulling a hair off my thigh. So this happened a few weeks ago, but I still sometimes shiver at the thought. If you're a girl, you know you shed, and hair ends up everywhere. You don't know how it got there, but it did, and you pull it off you. Well, I was using the bathroom when I said a hair was stuck to my upper inner TGH. I finished peeing and cleaned myself, then went to wipe it away as well. Well, it got stuck on the toilet paper, and I noticed it was like, maybe on me? Farther than I thought, like when you're in the shower and it somehow ends up in your crack. Soul pulled it when all of a sudden I feel this tug along with pressure all the way into my lower abdomen. My hips all of a sudden light up with cramp pains and I hunch over. My immediate reaction is, WTF was that? Now, my initial thought is, was that my IUD string? But I know that my IUD is indeed intact and it was definitely a hair. So I go, let me just kind of pull it a little more. Part of it snaps, but I get hit with pressure and cramps, and I realize that the hair is somehow caught on my IUD. I'm sitting there on the toilet thinking, I have to get it off my IUD, and I have to do it by myself. I had to basically feel around inside and pull it off. I did, successfully. It was like knotted on the IUD string. I'm a little traumatized from that experience. I immediately texted my cousin because I don't know how it got there, when it got there, and they go, "You fucked it up there, that's how." So if you ever start off having sex beneath blankets, beware. If there is a hair anywhere on your blankets, you have a chance of getting it pushed inside you. And if you have an IUD, you also have a chance of it getting stuck.